Once again, New York City, it's your girl, Professor Eva Marie King, up in NYC. You know me. You know me. MC Juicy E. From back in the day on 118th Avenue, 169th Street, where I grew up. It is Sunday, October 22nd, 2023. Had the opportunity to speak to my homeboy from 118th Avenue, going back to the 70s and 80s when we were growing up as preteens and teenagers. The legendary pioneer, DJ Mr. Nice. And we had a good conversation today, speaking on the early days of hip-hop DJing on our block. Now, you might see some of the flyers behind me on my wall. Mr. Nice sent me these flyers. He found original flyers in his records. Brother told me he got like over 250 crates of records, which I definitely believe he does. Our brother lives in another state now, and we were just talking about some of the early DJing going back to when we first started DJing, going back to the early 70s. And if I'm not mistaken, DJ Mr. Nice, who is known as Waylon Gilliam, who lived on 118th Avenue, he moved from the Bronx at a young age. Now his older brother, one of his older brothers, Kasim, who we used to call Andre, told me that they moved from Eatonwall Projects to 118th Avenue in 1973. And that was a few years after a brother by the name of Robert Davis Sr. began DJing. Robert Davis lived on 168th Street between 118th Avenue and Foch Boulevard. He was a musical prodigy. I mean, he played instruments, in school. He went to PS 140 Queens with my elder sister. He went to ISA with my elder sister, and he actually was the first two-turntable DJ at house parties at my house on 118th Avenue, right at the intersection of 169th Street. Historic hip-hop parties. Now, Rob taught us the fundamentals of DJing. And when I interviewed him some years ago, he just gave me the raw truth. He was like, I started DJing in like 1971 when I went into ISA, and, then he started doing like backyard jams and brothers on his block, the Dooley brothers, Ralph, and I can't remember the other brother name. Then there was another brother, Jeffrey. I think they used to call him Jeffro. Were, young teenagers when they started their crew, BAD, for Badass Disco. Now, James Anderson, who was later known as DJ Deacon, and who's still known as DJ Deacon, he came later on. He wasn't with BAD in the beginning. And I'm telling you this from the founder. I'm not making this up. The Genie, a.k.a. DJ Rob, also known as Robert Davis Sr., told me this himself. And I was 7 years old when he came to my house in January 1973 with his two turntables and DJ for my sister's Sweet 16 party. Now, I had to talk to DJ Rob because, I know brothers wasn't using mixers in 1973 like that, as far as I know, from me being a historian, brothers used to use fader boxes, and some brothers would just have turntables. Straight up turntables, two turntables, and they would just mix the records like that. It wasn't, always on beat, but, it kept the party going. It kept the music going continuously. So DJ Mr. Nice and I were speaking about that, and, I said, tell the truth, because that's what the hell I've been doing. And people been telling me, shut up. Oh, no, Eva, Deacon, he used to DJ. When y'all DJ, I had one of the girls in my crew. I was like, come on, she gonna tell me. He used to DJ for you, Eva. He used to DJ for you when you was MCing. Back when I was 12. Look, y'all, I am 58 years old. My memory is not gone. DJ Mr. Nice, DJ CC, and DJ Mike D were our DJs when we battled behind Building 1 and Baisley Park houses. DJ Deacon would bring equipment up there, But he wasn't on there cutting and scratching and mixing. He wasn't even that kind of DJ. DJ Rob wasn't neither. But DJ Rob is telling the truth. DJ Deacon stopped being a revisionist of history. There ain't no hard feelings. We just telling the truth. We're going to tell the truth to our children and our grandchildren. We ain't making stuff up. Yeah, Deacon used to DJ. But you wasn't no hip-hop DJ. Come on, son. And, he tried to tell me, yeah, I used to DJ for you. I said, no, you didn't. Because the older brothers that was older than us, that was considered like park jam or disco DJs, all of them didn't get into the cutting, scratching like we did. We were 1976, 77. We started with, all of the rhyming, the flowing, and, what you now call hip-hop. That's what me and my peers started. DJ Mr. Nice, DJ CC, and the rest of us. We got into that. The older DJs weren't so much into that. So, shout out Mr. Nice. It's all good. Mr. Nice was ill on them turntables. Let me tell you, he had his own sound system. He used to do parties. He bring his own stuff out. And when we did battles in the park, Deacon would bring out extra amps, extra speakers. That's true. But I ain't finna make nothing up to say Deacon was a hip-hop DJ. He wasn't. I got young DJs calling me saying, yo, Sister E was he a hip-hop DJ? No, he was not. So tell the truth, Deacon, and stop freaking lying, saying you was doing something that you were not doing. I would never say that you weren't DJing. You had equipment. Yes, you were DJing. But you was not cutting, mixing, and scratching with Fantasy Disco behind Building 1 and Basie Projects. Now, if you did it somewhere else, then you tell that. But you never DJ for me, ever. It was only DJ Mr. Nice, DJ CC, and DJ Mike D at all of our house parties, park jams that we did at PS 140, that we did behind Building 1 and Basie Projects, even the battle between CBS and Fantasy Disco at my Sweet 16 party. That's what it was. So DJ Mr. Nice, stand up and tell your shit. Look, I say what the fuck I want to say. Excuse me for cursing, but ain't nobody gonna tell me what I did or what I didn't do back when I was a teenager. And we weren't thinking about making no records and all that. We was just doing parties, having fun, going out representing our block. Mr. Nice had a legitimate business where he was doing parties and stuff, but man, I was 11 and 12 years old. I was just having a good time, So now as a professor and as a historian, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. And if you say you was doing it back then you should be able to do it now. I still write poetry. I still rhyme and I still teach and I still can rhyme. So a lot of folk say, yeah, I used to do this back in the day. I used to do that back in the day. But can you still do it? Do you still have the creativity? Do you still have the artistry where you can sit down and write a rhyme? Even if it's an authentic rhyme, can you still do that? And can you teach and can you mentor? Are you trying to pass it on to the young people for the next generation? Because if you're just keeping it to yourself, what the hell? What good is that? Because if the brothers like DJ Rob that came before us didn't teach us the fundamentals of DJing, then how would we know how to DJ, how to MC, how to put sound systems together? So that's my 2 cents. And whoever was there, y'all can say what y'all want to say, but I know who the hell DJ'd for me when I was rhyming. And it was Mr. Nice, because he used to come get us off of 169th Street. We were hanging out on 169th Street, the whole 169th Street crew. And, he was like, yo, come on, yo, we getting ready to battle CBS. He would come through the block, and we would all go home, change, and put our flock gear on. Or we would go and help them carry the equipment up to Baisley park houses, what you youngins call Basie Projects. And we would go up there jam from like 12 noon to 12 at night till the police put us out. And that's how it was. So, DJ Mr. Nice, stand up. DJ CC, stand up. All of y'all in the 169th Street crew girls, from Spicy to Tree to Demita to Monique to Robin Strong to Stephanie Gibson to Lisa Davis, Little Lisa. It was so many of us. It was about 9 or 10 girls. To all of y'all that was there, y'all know what the deal was. And it was a good time in our life. But in our community, we were the first. we were the first to do the MCing and the DJing. We were. The DJs before us were doing like, disco style DJing, like mixing and blending, which is very important because that's foundational. We learn from them the basics on DJing. So don't get it twisted, y'all. Don't get it messed up. We are hip hop pioneers. We precede the word hip hop. We was doing the damn thing on them streets, and no one could ever take that away from any of us. So I'm signing off. It's your girl, Professor Eva Marie King, known as Little MC Juicy E from 118th Avenue and 169th Street. You'll never find a recording that I made. You won't see my name on any flyers, but I was on them streets. You better believe it. And I was rhyming in park jams, in parties, because I just loved it. And I was a writer and a poet at a young age, and I still write rhymes, and I still do poetry. Sad to say, it's just a lot of hate now. Like, I represent my whole neighborhood, but it's a lot of hate that people don't want me to say anything. But I'm like, F y'all, because we got social media. I put my shit on social media and do it that way. And I just go teach, and I travel, and I keep doing my things, and I keep educating myself and keep getting more degrees and just keep going into institutions of higher learning and representing my hood and my crew. And that's how we do. As always, in closing, first they said I was fronting on them, so I had to start stunting on them. We don't get fly, we stay fly. We are the Black Girls and Women Coalition International. We out here, y'all. It's your girl, Professor Eva Marie King. Holla at me, man. Holla at me, man. Search Professor Eva Marie King on Spotify for my audio podcast. Search Professor Eva Marie King on the internet for my videos and my freestyles. Peace, y'all.